Good evening, and thank you for joining us on another episode of Breaking Reality. I am your host, Joshua McGuire, and tonight's show is going to be a little different than most. As you can tell, it's just me tonight. You guys get just me. Um, I honestly, reason there's no guest tonight was I dropped the ball on booking. It was due to some of my health issues going on. I just was struggling for the past couple of weeks with my health, and I didn't get booking taken care of. And so, uh, yeah, I fell behind. It happens. And this brings up a point that I do want to discuss a little bit tonight with everyone is, you know, I could sit here and I could beat myself up for the fact that I didn't get booking done. I didn't get everything scheduled. I didn't get the things done that I wanted to do because I was struggling with my health. And I had some things going on that just kind of kept me down. And I could get down on myself. I could allow anxieties to take over. I could allow that to kick my depression in and cause me issues with my depression, or I can just let it go. I was dealing with something that I that was a little bit out of my control, and I had to do things in a manner that I couldn't necessarily be sitting here at the desk all day, working, reaching out, contacting people, trying to schedule, book guests, get all sorts of things going in, because it's not necessarily as easy as what some people might think. Booking guests takes quite a bit of work, and there's a lot behind it. And so, in that whole process, it's one of those things that I have learned to just be gentle with myself if I don't get to the point to where I need to be, or if I'm not at the point that I feel I need to be at, or if I'm not doing the things that I necessarily want to get done. And this can apply into our spiritual practices as well. If you sit there and you're like, man, I've really been struggling. I haven't done my meditations lately, or I haven't been reading as much as I need to. I haven't been studying as much as I need to. Whatever it is that you're struggling with, and this goes into our day-to-day life as well. But if it's one of those things that you're going through some stuff, you're dealing with some things, or just life is getting in the way of you necessarily doing the work that's going to allow you to dive deeper and deeper and deeper, don't beat yourself up over it. Take time, relax, do what you need to, and then get back at it when you get the chance. We don't have to, spend every single moment of every single day striving to be this ideal aspect of perfection that society tries to push on us, no matter what that is. Society strives for you to work harder, make more money, do whatever, be thinner, whatever it is that, those societal pressures that are put on you. But we don't have to do that. And sometimes when we start to really dive into our spirituality, and we're at that point of really having an awakening, sometimes we can become our own worst enemies by feeling that we constantly have to be doing something to deepen that, to take that farther. And it's good to do so, but also make sure that you're taking time for friends, for family, for what, work, other things that needs to go on, and that you're not just burning the candle at both ends and going to end up in a burnout phase. You have to take care of yourself, and that's one of the things that I was just recently doing, is because It's no secret I've been dealing with the abdominal hernia. It's nothing that I haven't talked about on the show a few times before. And, it was acting up over the last couple of weeks. It was really bothering me. And I was doing everything to make sure that I did not end up with another trip to the ER because of this. So it's one of those things that I just decided I was going to take it easy. I was going to be gentle with myself. I was going to rest as I needed to. If I could sit at the desk and work, I would sit at the desk and work. If I couldn't, I wasn't going to do it. And I just allowed myself that permission to do so. And we need to allow ourselves those permissions to say, hey, I can't do this right now, or I need to take a break, or I need to step back, or there's some other things that are really need my attention that I've got to put this attention on, and not get so wrapped up in pushing ourselves and holding ourselves to some standards that at times might be extremely unreasonable. No, I'm not saying, just be like, oh, I didn't do my exercises this morning because I was too tired. Or I didn't do them because I just didn't feel like it. There's some things that we need to do no matter if we feel like it or not, if we're too tired or not. We just got to push through and do them. You can't wake up in the morning and go, I'm really tired. I don't think I'm going to go to school, or I'm going to go to work today, or, I don't think I'm going to do anything around the house because, well, I'm just feeling tired. I don't feel like doing it. Sometimes we have to push through those feelings, but there's other times where, if you're sick, you're hurt, you're dealing with something, you're going through a really, really rough time. You're battling with your mental health, you're battling with whatever. Sometimes you just got to give yourself a little bit of leeway and comfort. And, and those things will, I forgot to silence my phone. Hold on a second, folks. And, some days it might be one of those things of, hey, I'm hurt. I can't get up. I can't do the dishes today. Guess what? They'll be there tomorrow. They're not going to go anywhere. But, that's kind of what happened to me. I had to take time down. And ended up being longer than what I really, really wanted it to be. So I didn't get guest schedule. I wasn't able to get booking done. I had the option of bringing someone else in tonight if I wanted to. But honestly, I kind of wanted to just talk a little bit about the show, what's going on with it. So this is going to be a little different episode tonight. It's probably not going to be nearly as long. Starting off, I want to let everyone know that Tuesday night, I will not be doing a show on Tuesday, June the 6th. And the reason is there is another online event that I want to attend that night. And I'm actually going to link the information here. It is an event that is going on. This is a Facebook link to the event page. It's an event that is going on, that's being put on by the Interfaith Center at Miami University. We had Eva Blackmare on from there as a guest recently. She was the director of it, and this is one of the events that she has coordinated and put it together. And it's going to be on the divine feminine aspect in the Hinduism tradition. So that's something I'm very curious about getting into and studying. And it's actually something that I've been studying, and it's part of one of the things that I'm going to be doing with Breaking Reality here really soon is I'm going to start adding in videos and different teaching series and stuff that go beyond just what we do with the 2 episodes a week of the show. And one of the series that I'm going to be working on, and I've been studying and I've been putting materials together, is going to be on the divine feminine and the divine masculine and their roles together and how they interact. And I'm looking into the divine feminine and the divine masculine through each of those traditions. And I do have a guest that I am currently in talks with on booking. We haven't finalized anything as far as dates or times, but we will be discussing the divine feminine. Hopefully, we'll be getting that booked sometime in either July or August. I'm still booking out for both of those, so if you're watching this and you're interested in being part of the show, reach out to me. You can do that either through the Discord server, which there's a link for the Discord down below. There's also a link for the Facebook page for Breaking Reality in the descriptions down below. You can reach out to me through that as well. And so if you're interested in being a guest on the show, reach out to me. We can have a talk, we can have a chat, we can have a conversation, figure out, if you're fit for the show and what you'd like to talk about, and then we can get something scheduled in. But there's a couple things that I want to talk about, because I'm doing, like I said, I'm going to be doing that series on the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Another one, if some of you guys was watching, I put a post and I said coming soon to Breaking Reality is another video that I want to do that will be on the history of candles and spiritual and religious practices. And that's something that I'm working on, doing a lot of studying on. I'm working on how I want to lay out the video and stuff, because there's some ideas I have to do with it more than just, sitting right here in front of, my backdrop in my office and, just sitting here talking to you about candles. I'm looking at trying to take the production levels up a little bit and do things a little bit differently. So, I have the series on the divine feminine and divine masculine aspects that I'm wanting to do. I'm also going to be doing that one, but there's more that I'm going to be doing as well. I've got a few different things that I'm looking at. One of them has been, it was suggested to me by Demian Gover through his wife Tina that I look into doing a Patreon. And I've subscribed to Patreons in the past for people in different, different content creators and stuff, mainly in gaming and stuff like that. When I was doing a lot of gaming on Twitch and stuff, I joined some Patreons for different content creators and really enjoyed the aspect of the Patreon community that would grow around those. And so I have decided to do a Patreon. Now, it's not going to be launched anytime soon, and I'm going to give you guys a preview of it because I have the page pretty much set up. But I don't have the content together that I'm going to be putting out there as the extras. And I didn't want to do it just as I'll do an extra show a week and that'll be the Patreon show, and they'll get, a special guest, or they'll get, something different than what everyone else is. So, but there are some things I'm going to be doing with the Patreon, which of course will be for the Patreon only subscribers. And I to be honest, I have struggled with this a little bit because I really don't like the idea of locking things behind a paywall. But with this, if I am to take on these tasks, it's going to take more time, effort, and energy out of my normal day, out of the normal things that I work on and I do, to be able to put these together, to be able to produce these things. And it's going to take me tapping into some other resources as well. So that's one of the reasons why with these things, I feel that I can put them behind a paywall to speak. But I'll go ahead and just show you guys what the Patreon looks like. Um, Give me a second. So this is the Patreon right here. This is just a preview page. It's not up live. So, we got the banner and the logo and everything right there. And so we got, I think I currently have 9 different levels here, ranging from $2 to $20. The first one is you will gain access to the $2 tier. You gain access to a special Patreon section of the Breaking Reality Discord. This will be a private section for Patreon members only. It will contain a general Patreon Discord chat, as well as a section that will be a weekly discussion topic to help focus our spiritual journey and take us deeper in our path as we walk our own paths together. And I'm going to do a generalized discussion topic. It's not going to be anything that will be specific to any one religion, because I know this show pulls people in from all different beliefs, and I don't want to limit it down to one belief. The second tier, you'll get everything that you got in the first tier, as well as you'll get access to a tier 2 level of the Patreon Discord. This will allow you access to a daily discussion topic, as well as grant you access to a Patreon voice chat channel. And at that point in time, when I make this live, I'll probably be hanging out while I'm working in the office, unless I'm making calls and stuff, or recording videos. I'll probably be hanging out in that voice chat most of the day, so if people want to just drop in and talk and chit-chat, or ask questions, or, come up with, shoot show ideas or anything like that, I'll be there available for that. The next level is actually these 3 different, you see all at $10, these different study series that I call them. The first one's God, Goddesses, Deities, and Demigods. And what I'll do is, in that one, I will cover a different God, Goddess, Deity, or Demigod from the many different pantheons around the world and through history. And we'll take a look at the myths and lore surrounding these beings, and we will look into their spiritual influence throughout the world. And, it may be one, depending if it's one that has a lot of influence through the month, because kind of what I want to do with this is release with the gods, goddesses, deities, and demigods, the mythical creatures study series, and the spiritual and religious belief series, is I want to release a couple of videos a month on whatever for each one of those. And there'll also be some special sections in the Discord for conversations and discussions around those, and just kind of talking about them, and just kind of going deeper into that. And then the next level is $15, and there's 3 of those, and it's just a combination of, if you want to pick up, instead of just doing one of these, you want to do 2 of them, you can do that. The second one in this, let me finish this out first, is Mythical Creature Study Series. So I cover different mythical creatures, mythological creatures, creatures from different lore and stuff, and look into them as far as, just the history of them, the lore around them, if they have any ties into different spiritual aspects and stuff, and just, I might go into 1 or 2 a month, or more, depending on what it takes to get through them. And these will be things like, I'll cover things such as the Fae, or dragons, or Sasquatch, because there's some really interesting things around that too. The Native American Thunderbird, or the White Buffalo, and what the meaning and lore is around these creatures. Because a lot of them play very important parts in different belief systems, and so it's just kind of a deepening of understandings of different things along those lines. And then I want to do another one that's spiritual and religious beliefs of all around the world, and this will be taken from a very kind of academic standpoint. It's not going to be evangelizing or trying to get you to sway to one belief system or another, but it's just going to be a series where each month I'll take one spiritual or religious aspect and I'll do a deep dive into it, talking as much about the beliefs and the rituals and everything that goes on with that belief system, and just kind of go deeper into that so that people can get a better understanding of all the beliefs from around the world, because the more that we understand other people and their beliefs, the easier it makes it for us to interact with them and not necessarily judge them, because we can understand them a little bit better. So the next level will have where you can pick up a combination of two of them. So if you want the mythical creatures and gods, goddesses, and demigods, if you want mythical creatures and spiritual and religious beliefs, or if you want gods, goddesses, deities, and demigods and spiritual and religious beliefs. So, and then the last tier is all three of those. You'll get all three study series for $20. And then I'll also include my Patreon study notes. And I'm probably going to also throw in like outtakes and bloopers and stuff from when I'm recording these series, because they're going to happen. And so that actually leads me into one of the next things that I'm going to be looking for, is because of doing these series that I'm going to be doing, and that includes the ones on the divine feminine and divine masculine, and the history of candles and spiritual and religious practices. Those ones are not going to be part of the Patreon, those two. They're just going to be something I'm going to put out onto this YouTube channel, and they're going to be out there for people to access. There's going to be no extra fees or anything involved for getting involved in those. They're just going to be put out there for people to look at, interact with, view, see, and enjoy. But that does lead me to the fact that I am going to be looking for people that can help with video editing. So if you have some of those skills, by all means, please reach out to me. Let me know. I'd like to talk to some people if they have skills in video editing, where we can talk about taking some of these recordings I'm going to be doing, getting them edited down and into a more professional manner. Because I'm working constantly to try to take the productivity level of the show up to a higher and higher standard. There's a lot of other things that I'm looking at as well. So if you work in graphic arts, or if you do any kind of like animation and video, I guess animation would be more so what I'm looking for some things as well. So those are a couple things that I'm actually looking for, people who have skill in those fields. If they want to reach out to me and let me know, I'm looking for people to work with on that aspect. And honestly, folks, that's where the money from the Patreon, it's going to go right back into the production of the show, taking the show to a higher level. I've already had some people contacting me, asking me to travel to do episodes of the show at different locations. And in order to do that, it's, there's going to be expenses involved, and things along the lines of needing to buy equipment, travel expenses, and things along those lines. So I'm not going to sit here and beg for money or ask for money, but I'm going to offer you services that if you wish to help out with, if you want to get involved with the Patreon, that would help take care of things along those lines to make those things happen. So that's kind of that deal. And there is down in the description at the bottom, there are a couple ways that you can donate to the show if you would like to. but it is not necessary for you to be able to continue viewing the show. I'm going to keep putting out episodes one way or another. And like I said, as soon as I can get the funding and I can get everything together to travel and do some of these remote shows that I'm wanting to do, I'm definitely going to be doing that, which is just going to give me more content and different content to bring to the viewers. One of the other things, it honestly, if you really, really want to help the show, one of the greatest things that you can do is you can just tell your friends, your family, your coworkers, anyone else who you think might like or enjoy the show, just tell them about it. If you watch an episode and you really enjoy it, share the link on your Facebook page or on your social media, on your Twitter, or on your, wherever it is that you're doing social media, share the link and let people know, hey, I watched the show, I really enjoyed it. You guys might enjoy it too. Check it out. And like I said, this episode is going to be a little different. I'm not going to get into a whole lot tonight. I just kind of wanted to put something out there tonight, but I wanted to let you guys know what is going on with the show, what I'm looking at. I've got some good guests coming up. I have Chance Garton coming in on July 15th, and we're going to be discussing astrotheology. I have on the 22nd of July, I have Liz Foy and Demian Gover are both going to be on the show that evening, and we are going to be discussing the spiritual energy around money and finances. And then August 3rd, which is my birthday, I have decided that I wanted to, it's night of the show, so I decided, hey, I'm going to do a show. And I can't think of a better way of spending my birthday than doing a show with a couple of my favorite people. I'm going to have Demian Gover and Melvin Nix on the show. We have yet to come up with a topic of what we are going to discuss. So if any of you have any ideas or any topics that you would like to hear Demian and Melvin and myself go into on that night, let me know. Shoot me a message or leave a comment down in the comment section of this video, and I'll take those into consideration for that night, and we'll see what we can get into. But I also have reached out to several other people. I've got someone I'm talking to, like I said, about the divine feminine aspects. I have someone that is going to be booking in probably in September, I believe. That's going to be talking about the spiritual aspect of the Enneagram. The Enneagram's a really, really interesting. I don't know how to exactly explain it. I don't want to say. It's used mainly as like a personality test, like the Myers-Briggs personality test, but the Enneagram also goes a lot deeper than that, and that's what we're going to be getting into in that discussion in September, hopefully. I have someone who I'm working on booking in that is going to be discussing runes and rune casting. It's going to be coming from more of a Norse standpoint and view. But I've been going through and reaching out and contacting a lot of different folks about different topics and different subjects. I've got some other guests that I'm working on booking back in for additional shows. So there's going to be some of the people, some familiar faces coming back around, and we're going to be tackling different topics and different subjects. Darren McGavin has offered to step in and do some shows as well, and he is really interested in doing some shows that are some more Q&A style format. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask Darren that you would like to see discussed on those shows, you can either send those questions into me through, like I said, through the Discord, through the Breaking Reality Facebook page, or you can leave a question down or you can leave a comment down. Words hard, difficult tonight. You can put your questions down in the comment section of this channel or of the show, and or any future shows, and be like, hey, this is a question I have for Darren, and I'll put those down. I'll get them in a list, and when I do another show with Darren, we'll talk about these. We'll go through them. Also, live Q&A is always welcome. So if you haven't caught the shows live, they are right now on Tuesday and Thursday evenings on the YouTube channel at 7 p.m. Eastern time is when I try to have them. There are sometimes that timing may change a little bit, just depending on the guest, if they need a show earlier or later to accommodate their schedule. But I will always post up, like I said, either on the Discord or on the Facebook group, or the Facebook page, when those shows are going to be and the changes to those shows as far as times, so that everyone knows in advance what time the show is going to be. So if you haven't got a chance to catch the show live, that's the time frames, and you can do so on the YouTube channel. If you just go to the YouTube channel for the show, and when the show is live, at the very top of the channel page, you'll see a little section where it will show live when we're actually going live. So if you'd go to the channel right now as we're live, hold on a second, I will just pull it up so you guys can see, and I will show you. As soon as I get all the buttons clicked around. So if you look, this section's normally not there, such for when we're going live, and you can see that it says live right down here in the little red bar. So if you click on that here, and when you do that, it's going to take you to the live show. So this is just the live show showing what's going on. So if I go, and we're getting the infinity screen there, but you know, that's if you're interested in watching live, that's how you can go live and watch the show live. Like I said, every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, I try to make sure as close to 7 p.m. we go live. You know, a few times we've been a little later because of technical issues, but you know, we're really working on trying to get those things taken care of in advance. But I also do have some show ideas that I'm looking at that I have yet to find guests, to come on and talk about. One of them is I want to do some shows on what is a twin flame and a soulmate. Also wanting to do some shows that are talking about the Akashic Records. I'd like to do a show on some of Edgar Cayce's work that he done with remote viewing and stuff as well. Edgar Cayce got into the dealing with the Akashic Records as well. There's a lot of interesting stuff in and around that. Also looking for people to just do shows on just any kind of different aspects of spirituality, metaphysics, or mysticism. And you know, we're going to dive into some of these things. I'm working on putting some stuff together so that if I do have another night like this where I don't have a guest, I have material to go into and do a full-length show on different topics. One of the topics I'm going to be looking at is what is the difference between religion and spirituality. I could have went into that tonight, but I wouldn't have been able to go in depth as much as I would like to. Because I think it can get to be a bit of an in-depth topic, because so many people just don't understand the differences between the two. And I used to get, you know, I'd have people say, hey, what religion are you? What religion do you follow? And I'd tell them, well, I'm spiritual, I'm not religious. And I'd get this look of like, oh, you're one of those people. and so it kind of made me wonder why people looked at me that way when I would say that. And it's, there's some different connotations around the terminology and the words that are used. So we're going to go into that in a different episode and stuff. So that's some of the things that I'm working on. I'm looking at. Yeah, there's a couple other things that I'm going to be looking into as well. Um, I've also looked at developing some, and I've done a little bit on through Streamlabs and a couple other places, some breaking reality merchandise, mainly because I want shirts and mugs and stickers for myself. But you know, if that's something that you folks would be interested in, let me know, and that's some things that I can bring. Uh, I can bring to the. Here, let me see if I can't even just find them right now. Give me a minute. But there's a lot of different things I'm looking at as far as things with the show, different things that will help support the show, that will go on along with the show. So it's and it's all about doing things that can help deepen and build the show, that can take it to the next level, and that's what I'm working on. So hold on a second here. I'm pulling up some of the merch. Go to store. So this is what I've got so far. It's just a couple of mugs and a couple of t-shirts that I'm out there looking at. So this is a 15-ounce coffee mug. It's got the logo on it. I'm looking at adding the breaking reality, either down below or on the other side. I've got this t-shirt, which I really like. It's got the breaking reality banner logo on it, and then on the sleeve it's got the breaking reality logo. I've got this shirt designed, which is just the breaking reality logo, nothing on the sleeve. And then I have the sticker design up. And which, if you guys haven't realized what this is supposed to be, because I know it's kind of stylized art, but if you look, it's got the chakras going up, and if you look at it, the chakras are kind of going up the trunk of a very stylized tree of life that is made up of the flower of life pattern. And then you've also got the moon and the sun represented there as well. But yeah, so that's kind of the stylized pattern of this logo. So if anyone's been wondering what this logo is, they've just seen it but not really known what it is. You've got the representations of the chakras here. You got the flower of life pattern that starts to form the top of the tree. You got the tree trunk here. You've got the roots down here. You got the moon and the sun. And so it's just some symbolic representation there of some different things that ties into different spiritual aspects and stuff. So yeah, and when you guys do look at that merchandise, I'm not making a lot of money off of it. $2-3 per item. I'm not going to charge an outrageous amount just so I can make money. So if it's something that you want to get to support the show because you enjoy the show, you think the logos look cool, or that you would just enjoy having, it's something that I want to put out there and make affordable for anyone that wants to get them. And honestly, I'm probably going to order some of the t-shirts for myself here in the next couple either next month or next couple of months. So I'll be rocking them on the show. And but yeah, so that's that's kind of what I've got going on with Breaking Reality right now. I really would like to get the Discord server up and going more. So by all means, if you're watching the show, feel free to join the Discord server. Discord is a free to use program. When you join the server, you can use it on your phone or on your PC. um, when you join the server, you'll come in and it's just it's a generalized like chat area. Let me just bring it up. Hold on a second. So this is what Discord looks like. Now you can see over here on this side, I belong to a lot of different Discord communities from different streamers that I'm friends with and I work with. But when you come into the Discord server, over on this side, these are all the people that's part of the server. But there's a general section because this used to be my gaming server for my gaming. So there's sections here, and you guys are going to see some sections that you wouldn't see, and because I'm the admin, I see everything. But there's sections here for different things: general clips and highlights, jokes and memes, general news, pets, sounds that soothe the savage beast, videos, and such, contests and giveaways. And then this is the Patreon section where there will be discussion for the Patreon. And then this is the general Breaking Reality section. So it's got a general chat section where I post different things, and everyone can post in here that's a member of the Discord. You can come in here and post different questions and stuff. Here's a picture of my altar if anyone's ever wondered what that looked like. This is my altar in my front room of my house. We've just got different things on here. And I encourage people to get in here, to get active, to be part of this community. We got questions and answer sections, books and suggested reading, spiritual videos and teaching, upcoming shows, guest bios, plant medicine news and articles, breaking reality in the Blog Talk days. So the show wasn't always on YouTube or Twitch. I originally started this show on Blog Talk, and these are the episodes from the Blog Talk days. So if you ever wonder, and this is just audio, there was no video, so these shows right here are, if you want to just sit and listen to something, these are some different shows, and some of these guests, Demian's been back on the show, Shannon Harris has been back on the show. Some of the other guests, I don't know if I'll be able to get them back or not. Some of them I've just lost contact with throughout the years, because I started this in 2016 is when this was done. And then this was a Friday night forum. I was going to do another show on Friday nights, and I just haven't gotten around to doing that. And I don't know that I will do that now with some of the things that I'm doing. I think that idea and that concept has changed a little bit of what I was going to do there. Maybe something similar will come up in the future. So we will see. We'll see where that goes. But I think that's pretty much most of what I wanted to talk about tonight. Like I said, this was going to be a much shorter episode and a much different episode. I just want to talk to people about what's going on, and what's what I'm going to be doing with the show, what my vision with the show is, and the breaking reality community. And I really want to just take things to a whole new level. I want to bring more content. I want to bring different content. I want to bring content from different aspects as far as I don't want to show just my view of the world, because that's a very narrow view in my opinion. As broad as I try to look, it's still only from my perspective. And so I think it's important to really reach out to people from all around and try to bring in as many different perspectives about, spirituality, metaphysics, and mysticism as I can. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I think that it will all help us on our spiritual path to have these different views, to be able to see these different views, even if it's not something that we necessarily adapt or believe. Just having a little bit of an understanding about someone else's path might just make us be able to walk ours with a little more confidence, and at times share that path with people who are different than us, and not be able, kind of break through the judgments, and dispel some of the things that we may not necessarily know about it and stuff. Some of the stereotypes that you might hear, and just kind of get past all of that, and get into just really appreciating each other for who we are, and enjoying our spiritual walks together, and enjoying this path and this journey together, even though we may be from many different walks, and we have many different paths. It doesn't mean that we have to be at conflict with each other. So that's one of the things that I'm wanting to do. And I think that's a big part of the interfaith work that the Interfaith Center at Miami University in Oxford, Ohio is talking about. And like I said, um, I'm going to be attending that event on Tuesday evening. That's the 6th. So there will not be a show that night. But if you want to join me at that event, it is a free event. It's an online virtual event. So anywhere that you are at, you'll be able to attend that. I will put a link to this down in the comments to the show after the show airs, or after it's done, and it's up on YouTube for people to view. So actually, I think at that I'm probably going to call it for the night. And I want to thank everyone for watching. I know this hasn't been our normal standard show. I kind of explained why at the beginning, but I just want to thank anyone that's hung out and listened through this, and listened to what I have to say about what I'm wanting to do with the show, and where we're wanting to take things, and explanations of what I'm doing, and what I'm getting into. So there's a lot of big things coming in the future. So just, pay attention, keep your eyes open. I'm going to be posting things in different areas as I'm getting ready to do so. And, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can click that subscribe button. That helps me out. You can click the notification, which is the little bell next to the subscribe button, and that will let you know when I go live or I post new videos. And, like I said, check out the links in the comment, or in the description below. You got the links for the Facebook page, the links for the Discord community, and then there's also, like I said, there's a couple links down there if you want to contribute to the show and help out with things. There's a couple ways you can do so down there. So I just want to say thank you to everyone for being a part of the show so far, for each and every one of the viewers that has tuned in and watched for each and every single one of the guests that's been part of this show. You have helped get it to this point, and you have been part of this community and part of this show growing and expanding, and it's only going to go further and further and further. I have uh, lots of goals for this show, and I'm not going to stop until I reach them. So thank you so much. Have a good night and be blessed.